Does that work? Yeah? Okay, good. Okay, good. I'm so excited to be here. And it's such a privilege to have my work on the wall in such incredible company. The quality and diversity of the work here speaks for itself. And also, I'm really grateful to have Portland Art Gallery as the incredible collaborative partners that they are. They've really helped nurture me through this first year of actually painting full time, which has been such a cool adventure. You know, what am I painting and why? You can tell of late my focus has been animals. I do also do landscapes and seascapes. I love mountains and forests too, but recently the bio teacher in me has really reared its head. And I want to be true to the animals I paint, but I also am trying to convey how I feel in the settings that I paint in, or how I'm experiencing the creature in front of me. How do I do this? I do a lot of things. I take 10,000 photos. I sometimes sketch on site. Sometimes I do color studies. Sometimes I make notes just after I've been someplace. And all those things feed into compositions later. But I'm just always trying to capture the essence of what I feel when I'm there. This year's been really fun because I've had to delve in. Composition's really important to me, in case you can't tell. I think a lot about color and contrast, but in particular, I think about the unpainted spaces around the things I paint that weave in and out of what I'm trying to do, because I think they help convey a little more and guide your eye around. And I've been increasingly treading the line between realism and abstraction. Like, I care about getting those mackerel right. Like, I want the shape of the pectoral fin to be right, or I want the sheep's horn to stick in the skull the right way. But beyond that, like, once I get that structure right, then I'm always thinking about how can I best convey who that is. And you can see with the water recently, like, the water's been really helping me tiptoe into abstraction a little further, and we'll see where that brings me. It's awfully fun. Inspiration. So here's a quick vignette. A couple days ago, I was out on my paddleboard, and I was in the cove. We're in South Bristol near Damariscotta, and I was floating around. And there's some South Bristol folks, friends here. Maybe they saw what I saw that day, but there were schools of fish in the cove that day, big silver fish, and I think they were pogies, I'm not sure, and that bugs me because I need to figure that out. But I was looking down through that deep blue-green water and looking at these big silver fish, tons of them, and then there's the undulating surface of the water, and there's a sky reflected in the water, and then for a really brief moment, there was a reflection of an osprey nest with fledgling ospreys on top of the surface of the water with the fish underneath. So that's that kind of moment where I'm just like, that could be a painting. And I need all of you to tell me I should not take my new Canon camera out on my paddleboard with me. Don't do it. Sean's like, no. Let's see. Okay, quick, where am I going? Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, and so I care a lot about learning about the subjects I paint, and so I seek expert help. I have some experts to thank. I spent some time with Mark Becker, who's the alewife migration expert up in Damariscotta Mills last year, the farm in Bristol, the Beyer Farm. Helen Costello and Jeffrey Patterson were so generous and let me wander around in the paddocks with their cows, which was crazy. And Nina Fuller, wherever she is, there she is. She's represented here as an artist, but also is a shepherdess, and she's let me spend a lot of hours with her sheep, who you see on the walls. So, I'm going to find an expert for the pogies too soon. And I have so many friends here who came up to support me and see me, and I'm just blown away by that. I have my art teacher, Kat O'Connor, over 2 decades ago, in my early 30s with little kids, I thought, I want to learn how to paint. I've never painted before. Little kids mandate watercolor. So I fell into her beginning watercolor class and stayed there ever after. And so now she's a good friend and still a mentor. And up here in Maine, when I moved up to Portland, I was kind of searching for art people. And certainly I was meeting artists here in this gallery. But I stumbled into a 1-week personal painting intensive led by Diane Dalkey at Mecca, where we just critiqued each other's work, and that was so incredible. So thank you, Diane, for your support. I know she's here somewhere. But I have lots of artist people in the audience who came to see me. When we witness each other's artistic journeys, we are, I think, keepers of a very specific part of each other's souls. And I have so many friends who have been with me. They're here from Massachusetts and South Bristol and here in Portland, and I'm just incredibly grateful. And then lots of family too. And then I have to give a shout out to my husband. If you think the frames are beautiful, which I think they are, please know that Scott, who has been my biggest fan for a long time now, taught himself way back in the day how to frame my work, and now is making his own cherry molding from scratch. And he also, more importantly, enabled me to make this leap a year or so ago. He enabled me to leave a very robust career much earlier than intended and launch into this new adventure. So love you. Thank you. Come talk to me about my work. Ask me anything. Thank you. Bye.